A driving distraction is anything in and around the car that takes your eyes.
It's something that will either manually, visually, or mentally distract you.
A driving distraction is anything that takes your focus away.
Well, it could be a variety of things that take away from your focus on the driving task.
Driving distraction would be anything that diverts your attention.
A driving distraction
from the driving task.
That takes your attention off the road.
And so from my vantage point, that's creating your own emergency when you absolutely did not need to. I understand people being in a hurry. I get the time constraint and all of that. Don't be selfish about this. And this entails your life, your property, and all of that as well. You don't want to damage your vehicle or yourself for that matter, especially if it's late or in the evening.
What do you mean? Fatigue can totally be distracting because your senses, you're not as aware as you should be and alert as you should be, knowing like when you're too tired to drive that will take away from that alertness and that awareness. Get a good night's sleep before work in the morning or before school. Try and realize that when you are tired or when you are fatigued, that it's time to pull over, time to take a rest, a nap, get some fresh air, a drink, just to combat that fatigue. And if you are too tired to drive, don't do it.
Nobody can tell me last night the moment they fell asleep. Nobody. You know when you get tired, you know when you're starting to get tired, but no one knows the exact moment you fell asleep. So when you think about someone behind the wheel of a car getting tired, trying to convince themselves, I can make it home, I'm fine, realize there's never been one night in your life that you actually know when you're going to fall asleep. Imagine if all of a sudden you had to wake up and you play a sport and you had to go to practice and you're super tired. Are you going to be as good in that practice as you would be, let's say, at noon, right? Or 10 o'clock after you woke up, had some breakfast? Of course not. So anything in life, you're not going to be anywhere near as efficient if you're tired, if you're fatigued as you would be as if you're wide awake. Get enough sleep. If you know you're going to be driving the next morning, don't stay up super late.
If you've been awake for a long time or had a strenuous day, driving while fatigued can be very dangerous. Mentally, you're not as sharp, you're not as focused, thinking about potential dangers, hazards that are coming. Your reaction time can be reduced drastically. When we're fatigued or tired, there are some common things that can help us wake up or be a little bit more alert, but often these are temporary, whether it be caffeine, loud music, cold wind in our hair. These are great short-term fixes to alert us, but there's really only one way to combat fatigue, and that is resting. So if you're on a road trip, you've been driving for a long time, it's been a long day, you need to make sure you're planning your route and your trip carefully so that you have a place to pull over, take a nap, have a place to sleep for the night. That way you're not trying to drive while overly fatigued.
Well, you start to lose focus on the important things. Your eyes get a little droopy. You're just drowsy, so your reaction times are going to be less. They'll be affected, so that can be a danger. Get your proper sleep. And people live and die by Starbucks and get a little energy, but stop the car, especially on road trips. I've driven across the country a few times when I moved to Colorado from Michigan, and you got to stop. I was by myself. Get out, walk around, have a snack, whatever it takes. You can usually rejuvenate yourself for the next couple hours, but once it's setting in, check into a hotel room, whatever it takes, get off the road.
Drivers falling asleep behind the wheel, unfortunately nowadays, are killing almost as many people as drunk drivers are. It's a real scary statistic out there. This may sound a little trite, but get a good night's sleep. There are so many studies out there. Sleep is everything. Your body heals when you sleep. It makes you think better. It makes you stronger. It fixes mind, soul, and body. So it really is just that simple. Get a good night's sleep.